Okay, we're taking off these seat belts. Really hard to see. So it's right in there. I got the bolts out already. Now I just have to take that little bracket off the top, unhook the little orange thing, should pull straight out, and then that's what clips it. We took those out with a T50 and a little ratcheting 1/4 inch drive that I like for a Phillips head screw on top. That really helped get in the tight spot. I couldn't find a good way to get this off without having to remove the seat. Maybe there's a way, but I thought, well, I can fit in there, so I just was able to fit in there with my ratcheting electric ratcheting wrenches, and now we'll just have to pull her out, get this little airbag connector off. The little airbag connectors, this is like that on most airbag connectors. You pull that little tab up, releases it, then you just pull them straight out. Pretty easy. Alright, let's see if we can get her out of there. Alright, we got her. She's out of there. Alright, let's see if we can get her the rest of the way free. Okay, one more T50 right there. Okay, now we got to take the seat out. We have 4 bolts, 2 in the back. Hopefully your power seat's working. That is the pits when that is not working. And we'll get those 2 out, then take it all the way back and get the 2 front out, because get that buckle out, get that cylinder out, we gotta take this whole seat out. So we'll get that done. Just enjoying some of this Colorado sun today. Beautiful day. Just need a little moisture. Been a dry winter. You guys in the East Coast got all the bad weather this year, I think. Okay, just want to always tell you, so if you're doing this at home, you can find the tools real quick. E-Torx E12. Right down in there. We'll get her taken off. Also on these seats, just make sure you don't worry about unplugging anything until after you get all your 4 bolts out. For 1, you need the seat to move. For 2, you don't need to, and then you have a lot more room to get these plugs off. So, oh look what we have under the seat. We have a sock. Oh great, I love socks. Gross. And some sunglasses. Made in China. They're never Oakley's, are they, folks? Of course. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can get this cylinder off without taking the seat all the way out of the car, which sure make it a lot nicer. Alright. Okay, let's see if I can get this bolt here. It's right there. Just the 1 bolt, the 1 airbag control right there. And there should be 1 other connector under the seat. Alright guys, more old guy selfie mode, less old guy selfie mode. I'm guessing less. But let me know. Alright, we got these seat belts out. I'll show you these seat belts here. Okay, so as you can see, like when the seat belt causes them to retract in a hurry, because this thing is all the way out on this one, and then on that one it doesn't show it out. So looks like they got the seat belt out of that one, so I'm not real sure. I know they obviously keep them from coming out, and just be careful Try not to do what I did. I pulled a little hard on one of them and ruined the inside of the seatbelt connector, so hopefully the airbag guys can fix that as well. Okay guys, we're gonna try to do some airbag diagnosing. Well, I'm getting the everything sent out to be repaired, the seat belts and all that stuff. Well, what I want to do is just make sure that my ORC computer or airbag computer doesn't need to be reset as well. So it might need to be reset. I might be able to do that. It may not be able to be reset by my machine. It might need professionally reprogrammed or reset or however they do it. But we have these little doohickeys here. What these are, these represent like 3 ohms or 2.5 ohms. So we can put these into the airbag system and it's gonna think there's an airbag there, and that'll just be able to, so we can test the system. So I want to plug these in into all 4 locations where I need to have that ohm signal and see if I'm able to clear the airbag. If I'm able to clear the airbag, then that means when I get all my airbags back that I'll be good to go. So I just need to put those in all my airbag spots like that, and then we will see if we're able to reset our airbag computer, or we'll be stuck having to take this center console out, which is not going to be fun, and send that out to be reprogrammed also. So let's give this a try. Okay guys, we got everything plugged in. We got everything plugged in down there, if you can even see that. And we got the other side plugged in. So let's get in the car. It's a little windy. And let's see what we got here. Oh man, it even has the wheel pusher inner. I don't know. I think that's probably what it's called, wheel pusher inner. Is that the proper term for that? It's still gonna have an airbag light because it's still gonna not, there's another plug-in on the seat belt that isn't able to be plugged in. So it's not gonna know that that's there, but so we went to body, controlled setting, ORC, airbag occupant restraint. We'll hit that. Let's go to treble codes first. Oh, well that's good. Active and stored. So usually if it says stored, that means that it's not there anymore. So that's good. So active passenger seatbelt sensor open, active driver seatbelt sensor open. So those are because we don't have the seatbelts here and they have another connector that connects. But all the seatbelt ones are actually just stored now. So that means it doesn't see those anymore. So that's a good sign. Go to erase codes. Okay, that is a really good sign. I think, let me double check here. We're going to do an all fault scan. So I might not have to reset anything because I guess none of the airbags actually popped. It was just the seat belts, tensioners and everything. So maybe we do not have to reset the airbag module. So let's check for codes here. We'll do an auto scan. See what comes up here. So we have a bunch of stored codes. which could have been from the battery issues. I haven't deleted anything yet. So the airbag Telltell is the one I'm not sure about. It does say stored though. So I'm going to do a report because I just want to have everything on there just in case. And we have a lot of stuff unplugged too in the front bumper and rear bumper. So there are going to be codes that no matter what. Okay, save the report. Now let's just try a quick erase. Just hoping that airbag Telltale one goes away. So I'm not sure what that one is. It might be just a generic airbag code that's on, but don't really know. Ooh, that's good. The instrument cluster before had that airbag Telltale code, which I wasn't sure what it was. So I'm thinking it's just going to be left with the two seatbelt codes in the body control module and the occupant airbag module. So that is good news. So if you're wondering where I found those little 2.5 ohms, or they might be 2.7 ohm little things, I found them on eBay. You buy a kit of them and you get a bunch of them, and they're really nice at diagnosing things. So now I can feel pretty good about when I'm going to get those seat belts back, that we're going to be good to go. I'm not having to chase things later. Okay, so here's let's go to do another report now that we've cleared codes. And so these are the two codes we want. Okay, right signature lamp. Okay, left signature lamp. Yes, both of those are unplugged. That's in the rear, I think. And then we have all the park sensors in the rear unplugged right now. So that is good. I'm really happy with those codes. I think are good to go for just getting those repaired, and we should have a good working car with no airbag codes. So I am super happy with that, and I hope this little how-to helps. Mode someday, if that's what you prefer. Your advice would be helpful. Thank you.